Breaking news at this moment in time. I'm not sure exactly when you're going to see this video, but this broke 9 minutes ago. Now, we've been waiting on this for a long time. This happened like last year, and I was starting to think, yeah, nothing's going to happen to Baldwin. It's been a year. The DA keeps coming out and saying, well, we're thinking about it. We're still looking into it. It might happen. It might not happen. We're not sure. Then yesterday, a little bit of info dropped saying that if any charges are coming, they'll be announced soon. And I'm thinking, well, yeah, right. You've been saying this for a year. I'm starting to think you're just looking for attention. Well, no, it was real this time. Alec Baldwin to be charged with involuntary manslaughter in Rust movie set shooting. So he is officially being charged. And, you know, I think manslaughter is definitely the right charge for this, because I don't think that this was intentional. I don't think that he meant to do it. But, you know, at the end of the day, I do think responsibility comes on you to make sure if you're handling a firearm, you can call it a prop gun, whatever you want. It's still a real gun. It's up to you to make sure that you're not shooting something that's got, you know, live ammo in it. And there's a lot of questions here. I think there's more people at fault than him. Like, for one, why was live ammo on the set at all? It should have never been on there. There's more people that I think that should be charged. But at the end of the day, this is partially Alec Baldwin's fault. I don't think he'll do any prison time. And honestly, I don't know if he should. Because, well, maybe this is a hot take. I don't think he intended to do it, but he still did it. And I think that some kind of repercussions should for sure come down. But I don't think that he should do life in prison or anything. We'll see how it plays out. But that is what's happening right now, charged with involuntary manslaughter. So Alec Baldwin will be charged in the fatal on-set shooting of Rust cinematographer Halyana Hutchins. The actor and armorer Hannah Reed each face 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter. If convicted, Baldwin and the movie's armorer could face 5 years in prison. She's more responsible in my eyes, because she's the person that was responsible for all of the weapons and the ammunition. All that stuff is on her. Now, I think Baldwin is still somewhat at fault because he pulled the trigger. And at the end of the day, that's what caused it. This woman has lost her life because of that. I do think that the armorer bears a lot of responsibility, though. She should face at least a year in prison, if not more, for being irresponsible with her job. Because there was so much that came out about her, how they were shooting cans in the desert and stuff, like doing like on breaks and being very foolish. And that's not how you should be handling this. This should be taken very seriously when you're on a movie set. You got people around. You've got lives in your hands. You should be responsible for this. This isn't playtime. You want to do that on your own property or a friend's property for fun in a safe setting? That's a different story. This is a work environment that's unprofessional. And Baldwin, actors should check. You should never just take someone's word for it when they hand you a firearm. It takes 2 seconds to look in the chamber. Because if I'm right, he was using like a 6-shooter. It's not hard to check and see if there's bullets in it. Alec Baldwin will be criminally charged by New Mexico prosecutors for the 2021 fatal shooting of cinematographer Halyana Hutchins on the set of the film Rust, authorities said Thursday. Baldwin and the armorer, as I said, will both be charged with involuntary manslaughter. One of the counts is for involuntary manslaughter, in which prosecutors will have to prove there's an underlying negligence. The charge is a 4th-degree felony and carries a sentence of up to 18 months in jail and a $5,000 fine. The second charge is involuntary manslaughter in the commission of a lawful act, which requires proof that there was more than simple negligence involved in a death. Prosecutors said this charge includes a firearm enhancement, which adds a mandatory penalty of 5 years in jail. Rust Assistant Director David Howells signed a plea deal for the charge of negligent use of a deadly weapon, resulting in a suspended sentence and 6 months of probation. If any of these three people, Alec Baldwin, Hannah Reid, or David Howells, had done their job, Halyana Hutchins would be alive today. It's that simple. Andrew Reeb, the special prosecutor on the case, said in a statement Thursday. The evidence clearly shows a pattern of criminal disregard for safety on the Rust film set. I 100% agree with that statement. If any of them had done their job, she would still be alive today. And they didn't do their jobs correctly, and because of that, a woman lost her life. A husband lost his wife, and I'm not sure if she had children or not, but if she did, some children lost their mother. This is something they'll never get back, ever. And it's a very unfortunate situation. And, you know, I think when you're handling firearms and you're using them on a movie set or anything, safety should be priority number one. Actors shouldn't just have things handed to them and act like they're safe. They should check them themselves. He didn't do that. So now he's accountable. I think this is the right charge. I don't think anything was intentional. I don't think anybody wanted anybody to die. But that's the laws that in the land that we live in. The law says if you do something, that's why manslaughter exists. If you do something even without intention, you screwed up, you're held accountable. Manslaughter. I think this is the right charge, and I don't know what happens from here. I would imagine all of them, like the director did, will take a plea deal. I think all of them will take a plea deal, and I don't think anyone's going to do jail time, though I definitely think the armorer should do jail time. Baldwin, I'm not so sure. We'll see what works out with him, because he doesn't deserve to get away with this, but I don't know if his life should be ruined for it, because I don't think he intentionally did anything wrong. I don't think anybody did, but at the end of the day, the armorer is the one who is responsible for shit and screwed up. The director, that's also his show, he screwed up, and Baldwin pulled the trigger. So, we'll see what happens here, but finally, we have an answer. Charges are coming, and Baldwin is about to become a convicted felon. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. Check out my Rumble and my locals. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my locals.